Huh. There is a glass. There is a key. Maybe we could use the key and cut the glass. Do you think the panties want the glass? The pots? No, I don't. I Are we missing something again, or are we not missing something again? When you say, "Oh, we're missing something," do you know for a fact we are missing something again? Something we have to get at the cafe first? Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what? You're right. You're right. Let's go and no, but that's a good idea. Let's go to the cafe first and see if the glass that the guy was drinking out of is still got a residue of absence. Is maybe that's what. Okay, so maybe that's what we need. Something off his table or no. See, okay, he looks like he might be. Is he passed out?
The man was still looking. 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 Excuse me.
What?
He wouldn't have wanted that.
Didn't you try to appeal against your dismissal?
There was no point. It was my word against that of the chief inspector. And he was a close friend of the director of the museum I was supposed to be patrolling.
A museum he was patrolling.
Excuse me.
Leave me alone.
I grabbed the flask and was struck by a powerful smell of absinthe, a highly potent and illegal alcoholic drink.
Okay, can I talk to him?
Excuse me.
What?
Ever heard of Carol Climax, the movie star?
Carol
Yes,
Climax.
but I don't think it's a movie
That's her
today.
name.
It's smut like that which has caused the moral decline of the Western world.
It just occurred to me her name was Carol Climax. And she's a porn star, a porn movie star.
Is it true that Carol Climax was murdered by her husband?
First I heard of it, I thought she just retired.
Which museum was it you were supposed to be patrolling?
The Kulm. It wasn't as if anything important was stolen. Just a rusty old tripod.
The tripod I'd returned a few weeks
The
later.
tripod again? Chad, the tripod has made its trip back into this game. I think it's funny how they use some of the same characters.
I'm trying to find my girlfriend. She's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
Yeah, it was our first day back together after many months.
That's too bad. My God, that's depressing.
Where's my flask? My God, that's depressing. Where the hell is my flask?
I could either go back to Ubier's house.
All right, we're going back to the gallery because I have a feeling we now have what we might have been missing. How are we going to manage to put this liquid? Okay, there's my flask.
I didn't think he'd be interested.
I think you'll be interested. Where's his glass? That's what I'm trying to find. Is this the glass he keeps sucking out of? What is he so enamored with the art that he?
Into the glass and hoped he wouldn't notice the change of
If it went from yellow to blue or red, You think, but maybe he's just slushing it back, so.
Did you put something in my drink?
What?
Yeah, I did. Well, what do you think? Well, it's certainly an improvement
Oh.
over Lisa's wine.
I was
Besides,
gonna
I
lie.
could grow to like it.
Would you like some more? How about some more? How about another drink, huh?
I didn't think he'd be interested.
What? No, he was interested. We need to get him like slashed off his butt. Where's the glass? Where's the glass? Where's the glass, George? George, the man in the glass, right? Where's the drink in the glass? Hello? Flask, glass. Okay, maybe I just got to report him for slopping and drinking more than he should. Get out of here, you swine.
He looked like an older version of Labano.
Yeah,
the same
really.
Supercilious expression, the same disdain in his eyes, and the same damned ponytail. There was nothing else I wanted to ask the man.
Okay, how many times do I need to douse this guy's drink with this? Oh, come on, man.
I didn't think he'd be interested.
All right, yeah, he's not going to be interested. But the glass is going to be interested, all right? Couple more drops. What's it going to hurt?
Allow me.
Oh, yeah, let me pour. See, he's going to be fine. He's going to be interested now. Oh, God. Well, guess is busy. You're a little bit busy. I'm really going to go really quickly. Could I please get over here and look at the packing labels? That's all we tried to do was look at the packing case while the guy wasn't looking. Get the freight company.
There was nothing in the case but styrofoam packing, but pasted on the side was the remains of a label.
Can I just take the label? Awesome. So, yay.
Underneath the logo of a flying bird were the words Condor Transglobal Mars. The rest of the label was missing.
I think
It
that
was
the
beginning
guy's
to
busy.
make sense. Oubier had organized Nico's abduction. Oubier withdrew money from Marseille. Oubier was connected
Yeah.
to Transglobal, who shipped their goods from a warehouse.
I had a
in
feeling it
Marseille.
was
That's
it was
how
had something to do with this
Transglobal
awful
was
guy
connected.
and his drink, but I couldn't remember what it
It
was.
wasn't much of a lead, but it was all I had. I set off immediately to catch the evening train.
All right, we're catching the train to Marseille, or no, where are we catching the train to some dock? So this is almost as far as I've gotten. So, like I said, it was 3 years ago now since I played this game. I played it on
Almost
stream.
dawn when I
I
arrived.
was a new streamer,
I traced
and the sound was awful. I had one viewer who was not me, and it wasn't very well. I'm hoping this time will be more well received, especially by the adventure community and stuff like that. People like yourself, Midas and Hat, Cinemaskers lurking in the background, stuff like that. Okay, so in the window.
Hi, good morning.
Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't wear a watch. As my dad used to say.
However, I need to take a lunch break a little while. I hope I can come back and see you, though. Yeah, take a lunch break, whatever. I'm going to be on till probably about 4 my time. Hopefully, I can make some good progress.
What time is it anyhow?
I'm almost where I stopped and lost my save. Awesome.
I can
Have
explain
breakfast.
everything.
Enjoy your lunch. See you soon.
What time do you open the gates?
7.
Do you mind if I hang out here till the docks open?
Please yourself, but you'll have a long wait. It's Sunday. Tomorrow is the start of the National
Couple weeks.
Well, wouldn't you do?
Everything's closed for the month.
Does that dog belong to you?
Nah, it comes with the job.
I just feed him every now and then, huh? He's just part of the job.
I'd say.
Too funny.
What's the dog's name?
20.
It's unusual. for a
20.
It's his registration
It's his
number.
registration number. Security dog number 20. So because he's behind the glass, they make it so like he can only barely hear, which is funny.
dog. That animal doesn't seem too hot for a guard dog.
No,
No, you haven't seen him in action.
Doesn't look like he has the energy to wag his tail.
Just like my wife, she's a slug in a Kona until she's annoyed. She's like a tiger with a rat up its ass.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Ever heard of Condor Transglobal?
Sure, they have a warehouse here.
Well, could I take a look?
Not until after the holidays. Come back in a month. In a month.
I have to make a delivery to Condor Transglobal.
Where's your rig?
About half a mile down the road.
And you walked here? Geez, are you some kind of nut?
It was easy. I just put one foot in front of the other.
Put one foot in front of the other. Okay,
Are you gonna let me make my delivery?
Not without the paperwork.
not without the paperwork. You get the papers, you make your delivery, and I get a fat
I
backhander.
was getting nowhere with the story about being a trucker.
You don't even look like a trucker there, George. You look like an FBI man.
Do you know what kind of business Condor's involved in?
Yeah, like he knows.
Their business is none of mine.
I'm looking for a young woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna find her down here at the docks. What kind of women do you have in
It's my
mind?
girlfriend I'm trying to find.
I ain't seen her, and you shouldn't tell her. The docks ain't no place for a young lady. They're dirty and they're dangerous.
I'm certain my girlfriend was brought here when she was abducted.
What, your girl was kidnapped?
Yeah. Struck down by an Indian with a poisoned dart.
A poison dart, huh?
I could tell he didn't believe me.
Okay. Would you like to see the panties? Medicine hat misses it. He's going to lunch. He misses the get to show the panties to somebody.
I have these very exotic panties.
Take him away, you little pervert.
You ever heard of Professor Ubier?
None of my friends are professors or anything like that.
What's cooking?
Beans. You know a man can live on nothing but beans.
Not this one. Don't you ever get tired of eating beans?
Sure I do. What do you take me for?
And what's the alternative?
Peas. I can't eat them too often, though. They play hell with my digestion.
Oh, but the beans are all right. Okay.
Have you ever considered changing your diet?
What's wrong with beans and beer?
You need me to tell you? You're pumping out enough methane here to fill a dirigible.
Oh,
This is the dart that the Indian shot at my girlfriend.
Sheesh. That's pretty weird, but I don't see why you'd expect to find her here.
I had my head thing off. I didn't realize it was actually, there is sound coming out. So I started reading it out loud. Sorry about that.
Take a look at this letter.
That's sick. Did you write it?
Oh, it's a letter from my girlfriend's admirer.
If I was you, I'd smack him in the mouth.
Well, that's not my style, but thanks for the advice. I gotta go now, but I'll be back.
I love how you can show stuff out of your inventory to a complete stranger and get a weird response or something. It's funny. Okay, so we got a little doggy here. I remember trying to get past the dog was a little bit more tricky. So let's see what happens when we talk to Dougie.
Hey, 20.
So obviously, that's not happening.
What's the big idea?
I don't know. The dog went berserk for no apparent reason.
He's trained to do that. The idea is to deter any would-be intruder.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just remember, he's a trained attack dog. A killer.
Would you like the panties? Okay, so do we have anything in our... There we go. That's
Without a way
awful.
of firing the dart, I would never have been able to propel it fast enough to puncture the mutt's hide.
Okay, well, he seriously considered it, though. All right, so is there anything about the guy?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Guy, the hut. I'm going to guess we are not a welcome visitor at the good old gallery anymore. Oh, there's a padlock.
Breaking steel padlocks with my bare hands was a feat I'd never mastered.
Okay, but we do have this dart, and we have used it on padlocks, on
I
little
decided
pad.
I would not be able to pick a 5-barrel hardened steel heavy-duty padlock
Shucks.
with a dart.
Shucks, shucky darn. Okay, so besides just going and shimming and looking at them, can I just like look at stuff?
It was a tall wire mesh fence.
Perfect. And a
The
padlock
gates were fastened with a heavy-duty padlock.
and the window. So he's making lots of beans.
Ouch!
Gotcha. That'll learn you to leave things alone.
Okay, so perhaps. Now we got something to do with this chimney.
Ouch! That's hot.
Oh yeah, that's right. There is something down here. Directly under the dog is a platform.
My arms weren't long enough to reach the platform.
This is something else. It's a bottle.
The bottle was just out of reach. Nothing was going to get me into that water if I could help it.
Here's a hook.
The stick had a hook on one end. I figured it was a boat hook for hooking boats.
Awesome. But what if we tried to use the boat hook on the platform? So we got a boat hook.
Wrong.
That's what it feels like. I need that as a sound clip. Wrong, and wrong. A boat hook on the platform. Sorry, dog. That's awful. Oh, I'm so sorry, dog. I'm heartily sorry because I like dogs a lot. All right, touch the... Oh, the boat... Wait. What? Why is that thing back up? Well,
Didn't I tell you to stay away from the fence?
I was nowhere near it. It's that dog. He's crazy.
Hey, mind what you say. He's sensitive to negative criticism.
okay, let's try this again. Perhaps the boat hook. See, the platform is down, but boy, am I persistent. I'll tell you what. Okay, perhaps perhaps we should go down. Okay, we
The ball
got
was
the.
just out of reach.
Okay, we've got the hook, and you know what I realized? I realized I never even set up my chatbot today. It's okay. I mean, I never set it up. Okay, is there anything I can do in here?
I couldn't reach the coat. I couldn't reach the cup. I couldn't reach the documents.
Oh, that's right. I'm trying to reach documents. Okay. What can I reach? Biscuits?
I couldn't reach the packet. I couldn't reach the bucket. I couldn't reach the door without climbing into the room. I couldn't reach that far.
Okay, so he can't really reach anything, but the chimney is accessible. So what can we do with the, if anything, with the chimney? Because maybe we just got to get that guy out of that guard shack. But every time we get the guy out of the guard shack, because the dog, he stays and talks to us. So maybe it has something to do with blocking the
The
chimney.
chimney was a metal pipe with a conical hat on top to stop the rain getting in.
Can I take the hat? Do I have anything in my inventory? Hey, don't knock it
Not
till you.
even thick enough to shield this level of heat.
I was like, don't knock it until you try it. You two would try panties, all right? I have the boat hook. Holy hell, I have the boat hook. So if I have the boat hook, maybe I can grab some things like the biscuits. I mean, we're trying to get the dog to let us through the gate, right? Or the beans. Or his coat. Okay, so what should we do? So 6 months later, here I am back in Paris. Got a meeting with Nico. She wants to go meet some archaeologists with her, a guy called Professor Ubier. I don't know what it's all about. Something to do with the Mayan stone. The Truth is, it'll be great to see Nico again, whatever the reason. Not quite the reunion I had in mind. OBA's house was as creepy as hell. The highly sinister Central American guy let us in, takes us upstairs to a drawing room, and then hits me from behind. When I came around, I'm tied to a chair being menaced by a deadly spider. The room is on fire, and Nico's been abducted. However, some cute Stobart moods lead to one squash spider and a very impressive escape. I sure didn't feel comfortable rifling through Nico's handbag, but I had to discover why we were attacked and where they had taken her. Things didn't get better when I found the gift from that creep, Andre Labineau, a pair of panties. Wow, I really dislike him. Still, he's the only leave I have. Maybe he's changed. Nah. I must find Nico before they do her harm. Labineau was pretty odious, but it turns out he has a stone, which has a coyote carved on its face. Apparently, Nico acquired the coyote stone while investigating a smuggling ring and left it with him for safekeeping. She may have suspected that something was up, and that's why she asked me to go with her to OBA's place. Labineau pointed her to someone at the university. Perhaps that was when UBA got connected. But why do the Central American guys want the stone so bad? Labineau did point me to a pal at the Glees Gallery who he said might be able to tell me more about UBA's pal. It's a lead, I guess. The Glees Gallery was a horrible rough hooch. The owner was less than helpful, and I got what I needed. A shipping company, Transglobal, is the key to this whole stinking business. It turns out Professor UBA ships his artifacts through Transglobal. Hi, Icy White Raven, which is based in Marseille. He made large withdrawals from an ATM there, so everything fits. He must be behind Nico's abduction. Marseille, here I come. Hence why I said we're going to a... let's see if there's anything else. I think that's just the gist of my book. And then there's the save game. And yes, people, we need to start saving the game. We don't get a chance to name the game, name the save files, but we do get a chance to save the games, and we should take this opportunity. We have a boat hook now. We're going to try to hook.
I couldn't reach the bucket.
With a boat hook?
Nope.
How you doing today, AC White Raven? You're doing yet another. Today is a mail only kind of day. Those keys are not accessible.
Wrong.
Okay, fine. I tried. Sometimes you gotta try, okay?
I don't think so.
Okay, George. Did that work?
I couldn't reach the cup. I couldn't reach the packet.
But you've got a hook. Can't you just knock it? Not mostly. Okay, mostly looking. Mostly
That
looking
was
is fine.
No good.
Mostly looking works, okay?
No, I had to think of something else. Wrong. No, I had to think of something else. I'd better think this through. That was no good. I don't think so. Nope. couldn't reach the bucket. It was a large bucket filled with coal. No way could I reach the light from where I was standing. That was no good.
Boy, he is just enamored of those beans, isn't he?
Wrong, wrong, wrong. I couldn't reach the door without climbing into the room. I couldn't reach the coat.
He can't reach the door. He can't reach the code. He can't. Sunday goes well, AC White Raven. Just today, Chad is doing some adulting, and it is me flying solo. He comes in every once in a while. He made me a breakfast for Mother's Day. It was really nice. And I got a few gifts, and few game gift cards, so that was kind of nice for Mother's Day. Somebody knows what I like. Those are for my kids. And it's been a good day. It's overcast and cloudy here, so it's a great day to play a video game. At least for the next 3 hours. Yeah, about 3 hours. Okay, so I still think it has something to do with the chimney. I think I have to block the chimney. I don't know that I have what I need to block the chimney with. It's weird you have Mother's Day in May. We have ours in March. Yeah, they always want to do things different, don't they? So I guess it kind of explains why we got the bottle.
I just knew that notebook would be useful for something.
Yeah, after I tried everything.
Even if I couldn't find a use for it, I cleaned up the dock a little.
Anything else? Wait a minute. It just occurred to me. If we're bothering the dog and the guy comes out, is he going to fall on the platform? The platform looks like it's there, but I don't know.
Hey, 20.
No. I was hoping the weight of the guy would knock him.
Asshole.
He's getting more and more aggressive. I really was hoping that the platform boat hook was doing something, like you were unlatching the platform.
Hey, 20. Hey, 20. Hey, 20. Hey, 20.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they decided to have Mother's Day in May here. I'm not sure why the significance. I kind of suspected it was because a lot of the other months had holidays.
The bottle was half filled with water. Maybe it would cool the cone down enough to touch it.
There you go.
Now I could see into the pipe which formed the chimney. That chimney looked very exposed without its cone. The chimney was a metal pipe which disappeared into the wall. The bottle had blocked the chimney, and the hut was filling up with smoke.
Go, 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 George, go, George, go, George. Hurry, 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 go. I know what to do here. Go down. No, go down. Go down. Holy God. Go, just go down the thing. Go. He's standing on the platform, right?
My arms weren't long enough to reach the
Oh,
platform.
flicking hell. Okay, hold on, because the guy, what did he do? What did he do? Is he still standing there? Okay, he's busy though. It's filled with smoke, so maybe I can get in there and do the Chris while he's out on the platform. I was thinking I was going to knock him into the dink. Okay, time to get those. Get out. Grab the biscuits. Grab the coal scuttle.
The packet was full of dog biscuits. Someone had once told me a piece of coal brought you luck.
If we put a hot coal in
Who was
our
I to
pocket,
argue with irrational superstition?
steal the cup.
That mug was a health risk. The box contained nothing but blank forms. I wouldn't have considered wearing it if it had been the last coat on Earth. A shabby old overcoat hung from a peg near the door. I wouldn't have considered... It was a box of blank forms.
Oh, he's back in there. The door is slammed.
What's the problem with the stove?
I don't know. Damn flue seems to be blocked.
Maybe some bird built a nest in the chimney.
Huh?
A gull, maybe, or an albatross.
Albatross my ass. That chimney's too hot. What's wrong with your hand?
In my hand? Oh, friction burns.
Friction burns?
Yeah, I slid down a rope.
You don't want to make a habit of that, pal.
Let me in, and I'll give you this lump of coal.
I got plenty of coal already. You always carry it around in your pocket.
I heard it was lucky.
Superstitious crap. I got a whole bucket of it in here, and it ain't brought me no luck.
Do you recognize this metal cone?
Say, that's just like the Tin Man wore. You know, the Wizard of Oz.
I'd have never taken you for a fan of Dorothy and Toto.
That dumb kid? She ruined the whole damn thing for me, all that singing and stuff. Anyhow, she wasn't even a real kid. They stuffed her in a corset so her titties didn't show.
See you later.
Okay. I feel like we're getting closer.
Not such a good idea.
That would be a no. And now I gotta be told to stay off the fence, asshole. Keep up my lawn, asshole. Yeah, you ungrateful mutt. Can I lace these things with something? Am I on the right track? See, I was hoping that I would be able to take the boat hook and knock the board from out from underneath, but that has not worked out that way. So I'm voting for just a small pixie, a small pixie. I was on the right track. I was totally on the right track, and I just needed to follow through. Dang, we accidentally clicked that fence. Okay, I was like, dang. If we accidentally click the fence, we will trigger the dog attack, right? Well, let's go up here. So, our friend Doggy loves these biscuits, right?
Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy.
So we throw him a biscuit. and throw him another biscuit.
Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy. Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy. I felt a slight twinge of conscience as I prepared to give the dog a dunking. It soon passed.
So, no dogs were hurt. Oh, gosh. Well, oh.
As I'd expected, the dog could swim like a... well, like a dog.
Right, so the dog can swim like a dog. And there goes the dog. And now with the dog gone, this guy doesn't know any difference. So we can climb the fence. Ta-da! We got past the gate. We were so close. All we had to do was put the dog food on the platform. And we had the right idea. We tried to knock the boat guy in there, but that's not what happened. Okay.
The sign looked as if it was firmly attached to the wall. Anyway, I didn't really want it as a souvenir. It read, Pont de Nord, fine wine producers. I didn't recognize the label. It read, Condor Trans Global. I'd come to the right place. Now all I had to do was get inside. The doors looked 100 years old, but they were still very sturdy. I couldn't reach the wheel and couldn't see any point in climbing up to it. I decided not to tamper with the clamp. Those jaws looked like it could snap shut at any moment. The clamp was held in a mechanism which forced its jaws open. It was a beautiful piece of 19th century engineering, but not a lot of use to me. The grill opened from the inside. That door seemed to be the only way into the warehouse. The metal housing prevented me from getting to the fan. It was a duct from a ventilation fan. The window looked like it hadn't been opened for many years. The window was jammed shut. clamp consisted of 2 metal jaws which would close when weight was applied to them. The clamp was part of the barrel transportation system. A fine old oak barrel.
Well, it's getting work for me for free. Seems like that's the case anyway. They're getting work for me for free. So I'm thinking, I'm wondering if I take like this boat clamp and do something with the barrel and the boat clamp. And you've got this chimney cone and a clamp. Chimney cone and a boat hook
That's
combo.
such a good idea.
Okay. There's a window here. No. Finally, he just like, I don't care. If you're gonna come up with weird shit, I'm just gonna shake my head at you. All right.
That did the trick. The fan clunked and shorted out as its blades were mashed by the boat.
Hey, you make any more noise, I break your arms.
That bully needed to be taught a lesson.
Garzak's already mad because we didn't get the stone. You give me any trouble, I'll tell him it was all your fault.
Karzak. That must be his boss. I decided there was a better way to attract their attention. I decided there was a better way to attract their attention. The grill opened from the inside. That door seemed to be the only way into the warehouse.
Cue the creepy music.
Pizza delivery?
I didn't order pizza.
No? This is the Condor Transglobal Shipping Company, isn't it?
I don't like pizza.
Oh, come on. Everyone likes pizza. Maybe he was allergic to mozzarella. Hey,
What now?
look. This pizza's been paid for. You might as well take it.
I told you, I don't like pizza.
Not even with extra olives?
I hate them. Olives are the devil's butt nuggets.
Okay, well, this part's a little tricky, I remember.
If you know what's good for you, you'll open this door.
What if I don't?
I'll kick your head in.
Okay, I'll come out, you creep.
Did he come out? This is too easy. If only games were like this, were just that easy, huh? The guy lines up and gets his ass knocked in a dink. Score 1 for the easy game score. So now the only thing we have left here is the guy that is inside the warehouse.
Is this like one of those those catacombs under Paris with all the skulls all over the place?
No, it was the bad guy didn't like pizza, so we decided to knock him into the dink. So he comes to the door 3 times. Finally, he comes out. And George goes up the ladder here, and there's this contraption right here. So this guy doesn't see us anymore, so he sees this operating, so he walks over here, stands right here, and we let that clamp go, and the barrel knocks him into the Marseille.
Or you get like full throttle where you kick in the door as the person comes in.
Well, we don't quite have that. He was, he did kick one of the door to get out of the fire room. Well, I'm not sure where the other guy is, to tell you the
I
truth.
think they got to do them on this mission on the computer.
Maybe.
The only interesting thing I found was a small brass key.
Well, keys are always interesting.
That is an interesting thing,
You
actually.
have a very large collection of keys. I think most people have that. A large collection of unused keys. I think I
Among
probably
the
saw a key
paperwork
when
which
I first
adorned the
car.
notice board was something which caught my eye. It was a delivery note from Condor Transglobal, and the address was Coromonte City.
Coromonte City.
Making up names.
Okay.
It was locked.
Unfortunately,
But you have this interesting brass key now.
The little brass key didn't fit the lock.
but we went in that drawer, right?
I'd already searched the drawer. All the crates were firmly sealed.
Don't shoot.
The little guy had a blowpipe. That confirmed my suspicions about what had happened to Nico. I waited for him to shoot me, but it didn't happen. Instead, he seemed to want to tell me something.
Oil can.
What do you want?
Oil can.
He seemed excited, almost desperate. What did he want so bad? Hi. I'm not going to hurt you.
Quaramonte,
Is that where you're from? Coramonte City?
Quaramonte, Quaramonte.
Okay. What have you done with my girlfriend?
Huh?
I am not leaving without her. Where is she? He didn't appear to understand me.
Of course.
Tell me what you've done with Nico, and I'll share these biscuits with you. I knew it sounded lame, trying to bargain with a box of doggy snacks. Besides, how was he to know how yummy they tasted?
Their food. Did he take them?
Do you know what this is?
Peito. Lotseka peito. Inyakot na goino mo to.
This was the dart you used to knock out my girlfriend. If she's come to any harm, I will count you personally responsible.
Lotseka peito fnor.
I think he's just insulting you.
I think so too.
What does this key unlock?
Aww. He couldn't hurt anybody.
Hey, you're Manacle. Who did this? That big thug? I'm gonna set you free, okay?
That's what the key unlocks. AC White Raven was telling me that they celebrate
Back
Mother's
here.
Day in March in the UK.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like Canada celebrates Thanksgiving Day, but they do it in October.
True.
The little
Okay.
guy had gone to ground amongst the stack of crates.
This is... Boy, they don't want anybody getting into
Yeah,
this.
fine. It's also tricky. We know they're so how bad do you really want it? You don't put in the effort.
All the crates were firmly sealed. The room was filled with transglobal crates.
Is there anything I missed? Danke.
I couldn't pry the doors apart with my bare hands. There was usually an easier way
I
to
think
do
keep
it.
taxes down to something a little less horrific.
Thank God.
The first problem
How
is
about like what we paid last year?
a little more, but still not as what they're showing. What I think it did is I entered in as if I sold the stuff.
That's what I thought.
didn't do, and so that's I think where things were getting confused because it was as if I had cashed out.
Just
into
in
that. It's
time.
like, no, I hadn't.
Interrupting the beam of light kept the doors from closing and stopped anyone from using the elevator.
Good.
But what now?
Bad that we still owe a lot more money, but
Yeah,
you know,
The
it
little
is,
nearly
crate
as
was
big,
precariously
still.
balanced.
stinks.
The little crate was precariously balanced.
Oh, push it.
oh, only if it tells me I can push it.
The large crate supported a smaller crate.
So you see, you can.
That would keep the doors from closing.
Okay.
The statue looked way too heavy for me to move.
Okay.
The statue looked as if it was Central or South American in origin. The crate was labeled Danger. Live contents. Do not drop. There were small holes in the top and sides and scratchy noises coming from inside.
Do you really honestly want? I mean, we saw what came from South America
It was a large crate with no label.
in the
It was a
pallet
hydraulic
carrier.
hand cart.
Very nice, friendly spider.
Yes, it was kind of a nice,
There
friendly
wasn't enough
spider. When
room
you
to
think
move
about it,
the
just
handle.
come out of the box and just kind of taking its time, and you can put a little groovy music to it as they creep towards you.
The statue looked.
But the carrier, okay, but the pallet jack is right there. So I'm not
There
sure
wasn't
what
enough
George
room
is
to move the
doing.
handle.
Hey, Winkers. Doing great. How are you? Okay, so can I do
It
something
was a
with the
hydraulic hand cart.
a hydraulic hand cart? Oh, there's a pulley.
There wasn't much I could do with a pulley that didn't have any rope.
Okay, so there's rope above our heads.
Nothing happened. That was probably because the elevator was already on this floor.
Good idea.
Nothing happened. A sturdy beam was jammed across the doors. These doors were not going to open.
Okay. Excuse me. Why do I care about this box? It's making noise. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let's see if there's a rope in somewhere on the dock, or I think our friend is in the dink and floating away. So hopefully we don't run into him for a little while. Okay, so we cannot. We rode the elevator. Hold on. Well, there's a pulley here with a rope here. Can I do some of the crate?
I couldn't move the crate until I blocked the light beam with something else.
Oh, block the light beam with something else. Couldn't move the crate unless I blocked the light beam. Like with the statue? But I can't move the statue. I can't move the box. I can't move the itchy box, the scratchy box with the live whatever is in there.
No chance. Whatever those crates contained, they were heavy. It was a pulley attached to a long rail, which ran the length of the building. It wasn't much use, though. No rope.
Well, why don't you give me a rope? Where's the rope? Scratch marks.
There was an arc-shaped scratch on the floor, as if a door had been opened in the nearby wall. My fingers traced the outline of a secret door in the wall. Then I found a small round stud, which was set flush to the surrounding wooden paneling. Just as I hoped, a secret room.
Well, what was the deal about all that puzzle and pulley and... Nico!
Hold still. This might hurt a little.
Ow!
Think yourself lucky you don't have a mustache.
Thank you, George. How did you find me?
I'll explain later. We have to get out of here.
Where's Pablo, the big guy?
Out cold. Too much wine doesn't agree with him. Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. Untie me this instant.
Oh, there's our rope for the pulley.
There. How are you feeling?
Oh, thanks, George. How on earth did you find me?
I knew Ubier had been in Marseille. But never mind about me. How about you tell me exactly what's going on? starting with that Mayan stone.
How about we get the hell out of that?
Karzak's men in Paris. I was expecting a
Wasn't there
confirmation of
Karzak in the
narcotics.
other one?
Drugs?
Yes. The proof I needed to expose Karzak's smuggling operation. I'd set it up to act as his courier.
Was named
Once I
Karzak.
had the proof, I planned to go straight to Inspector Moore.
Well, the
But
bad
instead,
guy
I
was
looked
like
at it
Bahamut or
They
something,
sent me that stone.
like
And to
merged
find out
into
more,
like
I
a
called
demon
Professor
or something.
Oublier,
But
who invited me to his mansion. At least I thought it was Oublier.
I don't get it. If Karzak's business is drugs, why is he so desperate to get his hands on that stone?
Maybe it has some significance to the local people in Central America. It could be Karzak's means of getting them to work for him. Anyway, we've got to get out of here.
Nico, wait!